Amigos de SIGSA Televisión, nos encontramos con el maestro del thriller psicológico John Katzenbach. Vamos a platicar con él. Hi John, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm delighted to be here.
Yeah, me too, and I suppose everybody, it is a pleasure to have you here in Guadalajara. How does it feel? What do you feel to be here in Guadalajara now?
Well, I think actually that Guadalajara, I've never been here before. I've been to other parts of Mexico. First off, it's very beautiful. I'm always fascinated whenever I go to any part of Mexico because the culture is so rich in history. And that is certainly part of this community.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, John, well, before we talk about your great books that you already have, please tell us, who is John Katzenbach?
Huh. That's probably the most difficult question anyone can ever get. I like to think that I'm just a regular sort of person who happens to write books about not very regular people. I guess that's about the easiest way to define myself.
Well, yeah, I know. Actually, I have read that, well, you love your family, you love to be in your house,
Sure.
and I compare that to your books, and well, that's magnific, because the way you write, it's like awesome, you know?
Well, thank you. It's a funny kind of world that when you're an author that you live in, because you're really in two places. You're in the world that you live in, where you get up in the morning and you make yourself breakfast and you go to work and you type away at the computer and maybe exercise a little bit, talk to your friends or whatever, have dinner in the evening with the family. At the same time, you're living in this other world. And in that other world, people, like in El Estudiante, people are threatened. There may be a dead body or two lying around, and there's much more tension.
Well, this is what people love about your books, you know?
Well, I think that it is very important as a writer to believe that you're telling a good story, and that what people can walk away with at the end is that they've been through a journey with me and with my characters.
Oh, that's right. And well, as I know, well, you have written more than 10 books now. You have like
Yes.
a lot
A
now.
lot.
And I also know that there are like 2 movies or 3 that are
3
based
movies.
on
Yes.
your books. What
Yes.
can you tell us about those movies?
Well, it's an interesting thing. When you have a movie made out of your book, there are moments where you go, yes, great. And then there are moments you go, oh no. Yeah, and so there's and actually, I have 2 books that I believe will be filmed in the next year. El Psicoanalista, yes, which is being done by a extremely interesting group of people, producer and director from Barcelona, Spain, they're very, very cutting edge, and so I believe that that will be. I hope that they can bring that make that a movie. And the other one is a book I wrote called The Madman's Tale, La Historia del Loco, and that is also scheduled to be filmed this year.
Same year.
Yeah, but this is movie making. Until you see the camera roll, you don't think anything's happening.
I know. Actually, I love books.
Yeah.
And well, if I have to see the movie, it's great. But books are books.
Well, it's not very often. You come out of a movie theater, you'll often hear people say, "Well, the book was better." How often have you come out of a library and heard somebody say the movie was better?
Okay. Yeah, that's right. It can be possible too.
It's possible, but not often. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. And well, talking about this wonderful book that we have writing here, The Student. Well, it's a Dead Student in English, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. What was the inspiration? When did John decide to write this story?
always a complicated question, because what happens, for me at least, is a number of things will sort of, I'll be sort of going around normal life. And in this case, I had a young couple that I knew had struggled with alcohol. And I was looking at them, and I suddenly thought, wouldn't it be interesting if somebody who was battling against this had to solve a crime? And at the same time, I was very interested in notions of revenge. And all of that sort of jumped together into the back of my head somewhere, and the next thing I knew, I was writing the book.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I read that there is like a kind of relation between this one and the perfect end.
Really? You know, well, it's possible. I always think that there is every book is different. And I really work hard to make every book as unique as possible. Now, that said, I think every author knows that there are certain things that really interest them and that are going to get reformed in different stories. And so I think that you can sometimes feel that there's a linkage between the books, but I always think of them all, you know, they're like children. You know, each one's different, you know, but they're all, you know, part of me, I guess. Yes.
Yeah, I know. Actually, from different fans that will follow you, I know that they also call you a lobo feroz, you know, from Red 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Since we have the wolf in there,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
here
yeah.
you are called a lobo feroz.
Yeah.
And they are so happy because of that story.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad. I think the thing that's important as an author is that you have to love your characters. And that means you have to love the bad guys as much as you like the good guys. Because otherwise, it'll be thud, flat, not interesting.
And it goes like the same, and this is not the idea.
Yeah.
So, what can you tell your fans? Can you please give them a message from here? Because you know you have hundreds of them.
The best message I can give is something that I usually tell young people, is to keep reading. We live in a world where there's so much stuff comes at us every day, but the relationship that you have with words on a page is special. And so if I had any message, it would be to continue devoting that time, because the value of what you get is so much greater.
Okay, John, well, thank you very much for this interview. It was a pleasure to be here with you, to meet you, to see you. You know, my friends will be like, hey, you. Well, thank you very much. Okay, and well, I hope you enjoy your extensive writing here in Guadalajara and that you love Tapatíos.
I'm sure I will. I'm delighted to be here, and thank you for asking really sophisticated questions.
Okay, well, esto fue una entrevista con el maestro del thriller psicológico, John Katzenbach. Thank you very much, John.
Thank you.